music is. Anybody have anything you want to ask? A question or two or three or eight or?
My question is where do we drop the ball then? In terms of the landscape, the music was there.
Louis March.
The was there. The history was there. The environment was, yeah, the environment was there. And where did we drop the ball in terms of fashion?
That's his phrase. I'm not so harsh.
Okay.
I'm not so harsh.
I'm harsher. You know me.
I'm not so harsh. Because I don't think, like I was talking about my generation and how we let the thing down musically. Maybe that was before you came in. But as far as dropping the ball and promoting the thing, there's so many factors. Like you talked about there's no live bands. Well, there are quite a few live bands, but there's not that many playing reggae, right? That's just the way it is. Like you're in high school right now, the most uncool thing you can do is be in a rock band. Right now, that's like poison. Like you're in grade 10 right now, you're not like, there's like a few of them, there's like 5 of them who are like metal and shit. That's just the way things go. That's part of it. When in the 60s and 70s, people had a larger percentage of their income to spend on entertainment. That's just a simple fact. People went out more. You guys remember the 70s, it was like in the 50s and 60s. Yonge Street was rocking because all places were full because people wasn't that expensive to go out. I said you could go to the Symphony for $250 if you wanted to sit up in the $250. I was working in a restaurant when I was 16, as a delivery boy, and the price of coffee, which had been the same since after the Second World War, went from 10 cents to 12 cents. And first of all, Bill only put it up to 10 cents still to drink in, but it's 12 cents takeout. But then it became 12 cents takeout or whatever, and then it was 15 cents. I was going, Bill, what are you doing? You're trying to, what are you doing? What are you doing to us? And he goes, it's going to be 20 cents. And it'll be 25 cents. And you'll be paying 30 cents for that. Come on, Bill, you're crazy. You're nuts. But he was right. But that was the year when the inflation started to go. Before that, everything cost the same year to year. So mentally, that made people think in a different kind of way. They could go out and spend so much of their income on entertainment because they knew exactly what their income was going to be. They knew exactly how much things were going to cost the next year, and the next year, and the next year. So it leads to a different mindset. When the value of the money is disappearing and you're going, this $100 is only worth $80 in spending power now, then the tendency is to think, I got to get rid of it before it goes down to 60. Well, it's a different kind of mindset. But people now don't have that same flexibility with their income. The population's a bit older. That's an old demographic thing going on. Right? That means that people don't want to go out and, we play in the Orbit when we start at 10:30. It's like insane. Most people I gotta say, come on, start at 8. Could you start at 8, please?
Yeah.
And also you mentioned, growing up in those days, if you wanted to hear music, you had to go out. Music is just everywhere now. And
right.
What was like rock music growing up, like the Stones and the Beatles, you didn't hear in shopping malls until much later, right? It was always just Ed Sullivan's on, everyone gathers, no VCR.
Right.
So there was a moment thing. If you wanted live music, you had to go out. Now with the internet, YouTube, I'll watch a full concert of whatever.
It's funny you should mention that because if you think about the genre of reggae music, I don't know about Canada in those days, but I do know in Jamaica in those days that Jamaica's music was built on sound systems. From 1950, from Tom the Great, who had the speakers outside, because there was no radio station until about the mid-50s in Jamaica, RJR. So what they would do, all these R&B songs, the black R&B songs that came to Jamaica, was the only way people could hear them was through these sound systems. And if you fast forward to today, dance hall in Jamaica is culturally everything that's happening in the community, in everything that's happening in Jamaica. You go to a dance hall, dance. There are different days in Jamaica where specific places in Jamaica, like Raytown, places that white people can't go to because it's just cops don't go there. They have dances and tourists go there because it's a dance hall feel that night and everybody is hearing the latest and greatest thing, right?
It's beautiful. Dance.
That's how it all evolved in Jamaica was sound systems until the radio station. And you're absolutely right. It's so saturated today.
Everywhere you go.
YouTube has screwed it up for everybody because you can find any concert anywhere.
Which is a good thing too.
Yeah,
It's a
beautiful thing.
Well, one of the reasons a lot of those guys came here, like JoJo and those guys came here, is because the sound systems were, they couldn't find work to play live.
Yeah, the
anymore
sound
because
systems killed it.
were
The sound
eating up the
systems-
live thing that
Right
they'd all
on.
been part of in Mobay and in Kingston, right?
Joe played with Byron Lee
Yeah, he
back
did.
in the 60s, right? And what Byron Lee did was ska came along around the time of independence. Just before that, 1960 with Prince Buster with
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Was kind of like an indoctrination of where ska was going, right? It was the big thing, and it kind of morphed into ska because by the time 1962 when independence came, Jamaica wanted something that was their own.
That's right.
Nobody knows how ska came along, but to me, when I read about from various music colleges who say mental was the foundation of everything, including all the musics in Jamaica. It had influence from Comina, Pocomania, and revivalism, but mental was the foundation of everything that was brought from Africa to Jamaica. Calypso, soca morphed off of
Samba.
mental.
Early samba.
Samba in a certain.
Is it that sound? I can hear that sound still.
And they were playing mental. Mental strumming was a
Yeah.
and if you eliminate the down strum and just do the up strum, you get check, 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 check. Not
As
sure
a
if that.
musician, do you
And there's
more-
Fats Domino rocking that left hand
Yeah,
in music
you
from
get
New
more
Orleans.
into New Orleans. It was actually huge back in the 19th century.
I have a beautiful 2 CD set that's called Jamaican Dancehall Music, 1947 to 1954. So there's no Jamaican music on it. It's all the stuff that was
Yeah.
popular in the dance halls. It's
Well,
really
like-
great. All rhythm and blues.
The early music
Jump
was
blues and
all
stuff.
black
Yeah.
R&B influence,
Yeah.
right? And it's just because rock and roll, it kind of morphed into rock and roll, and Jamaicans didn't like the rock and roll 1-3
Yeah.
accented beat. And just like Americans can't get that 2-4 reggae beat, they can't dance. So it was kind of a cultural thing, right? But
Sure.
it's spot on. It's kind of like Tim Hortons that fell from the second best company in the world to 6 or 7 this year. They have just saturated the market. So playing music, nobody wants, the biggest problem
That's
I
not Tim
find.
Hortons' problem, you know. That's not Tim Hortons' problem. Tim Hortons' problem is they were bought by Burger King. And Burger King was bought by a Brazilian supermarket chain that is huge Brazilian corporation. They bought Burger King and they imposed a lot of cutbacks, and the cutbacks reverberated down. So now at the Tim Hortons franchisee level, they make them pay more for advertising. They use a different brand of coffee, used to be Mother Parkers. I actually noticed this because I would go into the Tims, they have the same number of people there, and the service is incredibly slow all of a sudden. And the reason is they slashed a huge area of middle management. You could argue that it's oversaturation, but the fact is it's not Tim Hortons
No.
Canadian company. It's Tim Hortons bought by Burger King, in turn bought by Brazilian
It's
grocers.
all part of the process.
Because they're arguing giving
Whatever.
the music industry.
Whatever.
That's why it's being
How many times
lost,
today have I
where
said
live music's
whatever?
gone.
We should be playing music, instead of talking.
Yeah.
Hang on, I got one more.